Today I'm making Indonesian-famous rendang. Rendang is an Indonesian-famous and classic coconut curry stew that is known because it is traditionally made with a lot of different spices and cooked for hours and hours. My version of rendang is relatively simple to make it practical for day-to-day cooking, and I make it with beans instead of meat. So you'll need coconut milk. You can skip this and use water instead, but the curry just won't be that rich and creamy. Beans that have been soaked for a few hours or overnight, and a few potatoes. Now for the spices. I use mostly dry spices, but fresh spices are definitely preferred. The spices for this rendang are shallots, garlic cloves, turmeric root, fresh or dry is fine, white pepper powder, cumin, cardamom, cloves, ginger root, fresh or dry, cinnamon, lemongrass, Indonesian bay leaves, lime leaves, star anise, and tamarind soaked in hot water. The recipe usually uses galangal, but I don't have it on hand at the moment. If you want to make the rendang spicy, simply add some fresh chilies or cayenne pepper into the spices. Get the juice out of the tamarind and discard the pulp and seeds. Then rinse the bay leaves, lime leaves, cardamom seeds, star anise, and lemongrass under running water. These are the spices that we won't be blending into a paste. Set them aside. Next, blend these spices into a paste. Shallots, garlic, and all the dried powdered spices. And I like to use dried shrimp in my curry paste to give that depth of flavor without using meat like chicken or beef. But you can skip the dried shrimp to make this rendang fully plant-based. Add a little bit of water or water from soaking the dried shrimp if you're using it to blend the spices into a paste. Blend it as finely as you can so that you don't end up with chunks of spices. Now heat the pot, then add the curry paste along with other spices like lemongrass, bay leaves, lime leaves, star anise, and the cardamom pods. I don't use any oil in this dish, so I use a heavy stainless steel pot which won't burn easily. And stir fry on medium heat until the spices are cooked. It's very important that you take your time to stir fry the spices to give them the time to release their aroma, because this will make a difference in the flavor of the rendang in the end. Keep cooking the spices. You should be able to really smell the rich fragrance of all the spices. Then add some coconut milk. I use coconut milk from a carton for this. You can use freshly pressed coconut milk if you can find it, which is a lot better. If using carton or canned coconut milk, read the ingredients label to make sure that they don't contain a bunch of additives. Stir it well. Then add some water. And juice from the tamarind earlier. Mix it all up. Then add the beans that have been soaked and rinsed well. Beans will take the longest to cook, so we'll add them in first. Beans are very healthy to include in your diet. You just need to soak them for at least a few hours and cook them on a rolling boil for 15 to 20 minutes at least. This will remove phytates and other anti-nutrients in beans. Cover the lid and let the beans cook on medium-high heat on rolling boil for about 20 minutes. Check to make sure the liquid level is okay. Then cover the lid and continue cooking the beans until they are about 80% done. Add the potatoes. Time it so the potatoes will be done when the beans are perfectly cooked and soft. Bigger beans will take longer to cook, so if you're using bigger beans, you may pre-boil them separately. After adding the potatoes, season with a little bit of sea salt and brown sugar or coconut sugar. Cover the lid and cook again. The potatoes and beans are almost done at this point. You can add more coconut milk if you like the curry to be a little bit richer and creamier. Continue to cook again. Check periodically if the beans and potatoes are done. Make sure they don't get mushy. If they are not soft enough, cover the lid and continue cooking again. When the beans and potatoes are soft and fully cooked, you can add some shredded coconut for that extra flavor of coconut. Taste and add more seasonings if needed. Rendang is very versatile and can be served over rice, noodles, or pasta.